Well, hello there, and welcome. If you can hear me, yes you can. Welcome to the Sandwichard experience. My name is Richard Sandwichard, and we're going to do something slightly different for today. I started a little early, because things are going to be a little, I don't know, complicated today. I know there's going to be a lot of reading today. We're effectively doing like a bunch of visual novels, like back to back with Snatcher and Police Knots, and now Of the Devil. This is a game that's really I've been seeing a lot of posting about, and I am absolutely curious. Oh, that might be my book. Hold on, girls. No bar. Hey, Charlie, I know, Charlie. Hey, hold on. Stop barking at me. Charlie, you're making me hit buttons. Hold on. Stop. Anyway, I'm not sure any of it's voice acted, so I figured I would give myself a slightly earlier stream. That way, if I get tired, I can switch over to Castlevania, and we could play that for the rest of the night. But I figured I wanted to give this a look, maybe at least for like 2 hours. We'll take a break, I'll eat dinner, and I'll come back for Castlevania. But, there's something in here that I don't know. I get it. I've been seeing a lot of posting about it. I'm trying not to read too deep into it. I want to understand what this is doing and where it's coming from. And the things I'm seeing so far seem promising. Plus, look at this delicious halftone over this pink neon background. I am already in on design aesthetics alone. Come on, we're good. Episode 0. I did already buy episode 1. Episode 1 is like $12 on Canadian. I picked it up. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street. A slight blunting of night's ambience. Oh, not automatic. Emphasis on slight. Lights, cameras, and constant noise. The city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. There's no escaping the secondhand nervous energy of it all, but I'm plenty acclimated. Just a weave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine's gonna die in jail. We gotta look at our first look at our character. Morgan, I think? Morgan. Again, look at this design. Criminal attorney. It's hard to get away with murder these days. I might need to make myself smaller for today. Did I have a smaller me? I might have had a smaller me. I do! Yay! I had a smaller me. Excellent. It's hard to get away with murder these days. People are still presumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown, and always online. Whether it's incandescent or neon or hollow, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, there's a light shining on someone, and someone's always watching. Solitude's a rarity. I hit the skip button by accident. Anonymity is scarce. Anonymity is scarce. And criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. No, when you live in a society where they can prove everything that somebody does based on video evidence, open and shut case. You take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at the public defender work, no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the whole world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Not that there's much less I could do until my phone. Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. You're expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. I'll try. Yeah. Okay. Immediate good reaction to this main character. To the town, to the I guess the county. I'll try. To like legal summons. That's really good. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly 3:15 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. If they're really smart, they'll use that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are gonna get busy. Of the Devil, Episode 0. And he shall appear. And he shall appear. Huh. Disable tutorials? No, oh god. Jeez. There's more here than I thought there was. Oh, I'll keep the tutorials on. Okay. That was a really good silhouette of Morgan on the side, by the way. Precinct 254. It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party? And because it's a narrative text adventure, you can open your phone, do anything, I guess, during any moment. But if you've had new terms that come up in dialogue that you don't know what they are, which we're going to need in the future. Holograms. Enabled by specialized projectors or mediums like specialized projectors or mediums like conductive resin. Holograms are graphic displays that appear three-dimensional to the human eye. When viewed from any part of a face range of at least 180 degrees, an effect known as the Watterson illusion phenomenon. Originally patented in late 2059, Watterson's phenomenon was initially used exclusively in the adult entertainment industry. Holograms did not become widely adopted as such an advertising tool until the much maligned Holiday season of 2061, after which laws restricting the presence of holograms in public spaces were passed with uncharacteristically universal support. We're sorry to see that you've installed a subroutine on this device to disable and highlight our recommended premium external links. We recommend your drive for personalization, but unauthorized tech impacts our inability to serve you most relevant information possible. Consider disabling your subroutines so we can serve you a more tailored browsing experience. I can't click these. I can't click these because I'll just have to wonder what the Waterston illusion phenomenon holiday season was. Whatever this was, much maligned. What happened? Did people die? And they're like, oh, sorry, you have an ad blocker on? Can you uninstall your ad blocker, please? It makes our website better. And no. There's a separate section for quick saves? Read a whole reading list. Evidence, save my game, load my game, store, Morgan time. I loved when Morgan powered up and yelled, "It's Morgan time," and then morged all over those guys. I'll buy that one because it's free. Reward for playing the Of the Devil demo? Oh no, I'll never get it. I need to get the white phone case. Search terms. Oh. Settings, backlog. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. Is this gonna have the whole text of the game? If I gotta go back somewhere real, or is it like to the scene, maybe. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You think they treat it with a little more gravitas. But whatever. If I'm not that unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one will give a shit what you have to say. Let's see if I can't poke around and shake some change loose. 3D environments to go. This sound is oppressive. A data pad? I'll bite. Oh, I got chips. Even when they're more advertisement than article, they can still be informative. In a flowery, roundabout corporate propaganda sort of way. Subway fixes Axe city to focus on canopy. Oh no. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded. What the fuck happened? First there's the hollow day, and then there's what is happening? This world is falling apart. This is clearly a cyberpunk dystopia, but like they're front loading the bad. So you go, oh god, this is fucking awesome. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the system were being suspended indefinitely. Saltwater damage to sensitive electronic cabling and erosion of key tunnel fixtures were cited as reasons for why 89% of the subway system was evaluated as critically compromised or worse. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the super hybrid infrastructure system that weaves together trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers into the canopy high above our city streets. So the canopy is like the plate above Midgar, I guess. Or the canopy... No, I'm gonna say it's like the plate for Midgar. Reactions to the announcement could be characterized as blasé. It's been years since the subways last ran. Oh, decades since they last ran on schedule. Most citizens have long given up hope on them ever making a comeback. So they were like, we're gonna make this happen in this city, and then decided not to because it was gonna be too costly and wasn't even gonna be worth it in the eyes of the people living in the city. Oh shit, ballsy on them putting the paywall there. As long as as if I'd reach my wallet after having read it a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaway is that the city will be focusing efforts on the canopy. There'll be increasing scrutiny surrounding the canopy now that there's no plan B. I got an achievement for taking the correct takeaway away. It's a massive project with a massive budget. Lines the pockets of a lot of people, big and small. None of them would appreciate bad press at the moment. Not when Councilman Long's already thoroughly chummed the waters. I want to go back and read that again. It's been years since the subways last ran. Online chatter barely reacted to the announcement, with most of the commenters and voters' attention focused instead on the growing investigations into Councilman Long's campaign finance irregularities. As one of the Canopy's... Oh, this is long. As one of the Canopy's major backers in City Hall, Long has found himself at odds with a small but vocal group of critics that consider to be an eyesore and the amplifier of light and noise pollution. People and corporations alike have little choice for how they complete their morning commute. Yeah, they're not gonna... first time in 20 years in the typically rock city political fan. Not all reactions to the news have been negative. At least a few bold individuals see this as latest report as vindication and possibly even a rallying cry. Hi, honey. I'm playing game. I was playing this because I was interested in what I was reading about it, and also you were playing game, so I'm playing game too. Already considered to be many a rising star in infrastructure solutions abroad, tech startup Subterra made headlines last year with their radical proposal for a system of personal submarine taxi pods that can make use of the flooded subway tunnels. But momentum stalled when their first prototype for the city came in a disappointing 3,359% over budget. Is this making fun of the subterranean Tesla tunnels? The one council member was quoted as calling their system mind-bogglingly wasteful, yes, and practical in the extreme. It's really good. In light of this latest announcement, Subterra has proudly declared the intent to resubmit their proposal package. What? Water rises and falls all the time for reasons we do not fully understand. Are we to... It appears you have 0 free articles remaining this month. Fuck you. Datapads. Lightweight portable electronic devices known as datapads have no significant internal storage capabilities and can only display what is streamed to them from local networks. Originally marketed as a replacement for ecologically wasteful newspapers, magazines, and flyers, datapads quickly became infamous for the difficulty and expense involved in recycling them once their limited lifetime components expired. It wasn't until they were rebranded as ideal for privacy and security that datapads found success in the private and public sectors, where their ability to display location-locked content helped corporations minimize data leaks and give their advertisements targeted geographic relevance. Today, datapads are a mainstay of high-traffic public spaces and virtual physical hybrid workplaces, despite remaining unpopular with most environmentalists and bibliophiles. Holograms. Trump. An actual police lineup. It's like I've walked into a museum. Oh, museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy that they had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. And again, it's hard to believe they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Was it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, memory formation is blah, 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 blah. Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fists in a barrel. And all during billable hours. But there's no room to sew down anymore. Not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording, assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. The medium's cracked in the corner. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff, and I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Could probably null the warranty on these with on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken entirely. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always get served at state buildings. But there's a few missing persons, too. 1 year of silver plane coverage, courtesy of Caduceus, as a reward for any... Silver's no joke. The family must be getting desperate. Might outwardly resemble plastic or glass, conductive resin is actually an electromagnetic polymer used in a wide variety of stationary and portable devices where its unique properties allow it to act like a display in a processor, enabling ultra-thin or even transparent electronics. There are upwards of 100 different patented varieties of conductive resin, each intended for different use cases, industries, and environments, but they're still all fairly lightweight and fragile except for the small handful formulated for military and security applications. Because of its widespread use in high turnover products such as data pads and smartphones, producers of conductive resin are frequently accused of engineered obsolescence by consumer rights groups, though these claims have never been proven before a court. Screen cracked, schedule a fix here. No thanks. So many goddamn ads already. Is that it? Autoplay. What is autoplay? I'm saving it before I hit autoplay. What is autoplay? Oh, no. My log. I have no evidence. Where's that store? I can get a black phone case or magenta. There's not purple? Oh, this is store credit. This isn't even my credits or currency or whatever this is here. What is this for? Huh. Can I oh, there. I was like, what is left? High traffic hallways, utilitarian furnishing, multiple screening stations, pragmatic brutalism so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. You can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and hard, right, angles, the civil planning equivalents of battle scars. From a fight won so long ago, they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built, but walking in here now with crime rates where they are feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. All right, I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. I put it up fine. So far, so good. Good morning. Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Could you please provide your name and... Great, please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call Intake Hollows charming. More like harmless. That's probably what the designers are aiming for. People don't mind a quirk or two in their tech so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far, so good, was it? Just scan my face, I think. Didn't you scan my face as soon as I walked in here? Yes. So you Don't you already know who I am? Yes. So the only reason you're asking is to see if I'll lie. Impersonating an officer of the court is a felony. Thank you for remaining vigilant. Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great. Now, could you just confirm your date of birth for me? Why do they even bother asking? My birthday's on the damn ID card and my profile. December 26th, the day after Christmas. After Christmas, honey. Blood type AB, defense attorney. She likes puzzles, smoking, and wooden furniture. Dislikes commercials, same. Hairdressers and jogging. Talent, can fall asleep in any position. Yeah! Coffee, decaf, drink, whiskey sour. Not bad. Fall asleep in any positions are really, really important skill to have, honestly. One of the most important you can ever have. I think so. I'd have to be a world-class airhead to get this one wrong. No problem, my birthday's... My birthday's Kendra's birthday? Can I say it's Kendra's birthday? I can say it's your birthday. Here, I'll save it. October 25th. That's not quite correct. Would you like to try again? Right. Still half asleep, I guess. Would you like to check your profile to be certain? Kind of defeat the purpose of verification, wouldn't it? I'm sorry, but I'm not equipped to make judgments about the futility of security theater. But you are allowed to say it's only theater? No. I must have misspoken. What I meant to say, my birthday is November 16th. That's not quite correct. Would you like to try again? No, that's the same thing again. I must have misspoken. December 26th. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on the public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to Counseling Quarter 3C. Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. I can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. Doesn't change the way it makes a person feel. Sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection dully warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan Counselor, can I help you with anything else? I like that I unlocked more stuff to ask about. I don't know how I did, but I did it, and I'm glad that it happened. Why the disrepair? I know the city's not terribly concerned with the lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn rusty? The facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you may have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? Are they ever going to fix that crack? Thank you for asking. It has not interfered with my work. Well, that's all that matters, right? Do I have any new? No. What are you? I'm a smart user interface proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I can send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. That'll be all. Thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to your right. Thanks. I think it's just me for now, so you can go on break if you'd like. Was there like a frame of glitch between Morgan's poses here? Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan counselor. Then what were you doing before I walked in? You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office through the door to the right. Thank you. Ads don't get breaks. And they don't get my jokes. It's usually the humorless types that are most fun to mess with anyway. Abbreviated as AD and referred to in common conversation as ad or ads. Ads. Automated dependent is a catch-all term encompassing robots, intelligent programs, interactive holograms, and androids. Ads are present. I bet they are. Ads are present both digitally and physically in every industry and nation on the planet, assisting in everything from labor management to data management to physical labor. In the mid-21st century, lobbyists pushed through the new tax classifications that defined intelligent machines that were neither salaried employees nor mere equipment. Because it afforded tax breaks and lighter tariffs, the term became so commonly used that it spread to all branches of the robotics industry, from which point it began to penetrate into everyday speech and pop culture. Some sociologists argue that the term owes its popularity not simply to the brevity and prevalence, but to its ability to draw a distinction between the commonplace, robots, androids, smart UIs, etc., and the internationally illegal artificial intelligences. Searching for this term may incur an account flag. Searching for artificial intelligences incurs an account flag upon you. Why? Why? They don't want you knowing anything about artificial intelligence? At all? Eyes gone bad or a voice. No. Voices coming down the hall. Compared to yours, probably. Thank God I stopped for directions. A building this empty, the desk could have just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounds older, rougher, decidedly low energy. Appreciate you. About me. For a minute, I try to be serious. While the other rings to youthful indignation. It's not like our job is important or anything. Definitely cops. Fucking cops. And at this precinct, at this hour, they might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. Why else would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on a datapad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file in hand. Makes them think you know them better than their priest, their mother, their big brother. I wasn't gonna say that. How many of those sheets were blank then? Because I guess Big Brother is still a concept in this world. As the predominant watching force employed by the political enemies of ours. No red carpet tonight, officers. Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. I don't know which one's good cop and which one's bad cop. We don't keep many extra hands around at these hours. Probably faster to let the desk handle intake anyway. But mostly cheaper. That's bad cop. Gotcha. You're the lawyer? I am. Morgan Esquire. Pleased to meet you. Same here, counselor. Kasim London. And this ball of sunshine here is my partner, Farrah Reyes. Ball of sunshine? She certainly is. Ha! Sorry if you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. It's no trouble. Give me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like, tobacco? What are you, 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me. We're all detectives in charge of this particular case. And it looks like tonight we're also your humble guides to the illustrious homicide department. Apologies in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than just some old-timer. I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself in his profession. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude. 3 in the morning and her shirt still looks ironed. Freshly promoted, maybe? 2 whole detectives working at these hours? Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene. No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls, plural. Must have been quite the commotion. Look around. You think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. We were only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation. Not very subtle, is she? Well, I may as well bite at this point. You suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity? October 19th. Hey! Blood type A minus. A minus. A negative. Homicide detective, 3rd class. Likes rice, limes, and automotive history. Dislikes liars, small plates, and cheap people. Enjoys watching product reviews. Bad at games of chance. Right eye is no Osiris. Elite 86. Well then. Kasim London, May 5th. Homicide detective, 1st class. Likes photography, dive bars, and bangs. Dislikes ties, pollen, and after-hours work messages. Listens to podcasts, he likes pencil sketching, and he is frequently running late. Interesting. They really not... I guess they wouldn't put it in a public defender's briefing. Look, consider this a little professional courtesy. A fair warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in that room. We got the bastard dead to rights. If you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass this shitstorm on to some other night owl and go back to bed. I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. So perhaps in the meantime you'd be so polite as to feel mean on this heartbreak killer. They cover utilities at the rock you live under. Hi.
For dinner, do you want to just do a sidekick instead of actual rice, maybe?
Sure. Thank you for a kiss. Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with the HK? Never heard of him. I've heard enough of him for a lifetime. The name has been plastered all over the city for weeks, their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. The presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vigilantism. At street corners, in the media, on the net, everyone's indulging in the exact same kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. Right now, I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know. And when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's gone crazy with it, along with everyone else. One bullet straight to the heart. Body left to lie where it falls. Hence the name Heartbreak. Huh. Occupation, criminal, likes killing. Dislikes getting caught. Favorite color, probably red. Zodiac sign, probably not into astrology. Reward, suspended due to influx of false reports. Huh. Not exactly creative, but amidst the swirl of every other 100-word article out there, catchiness trumps originality. What you won't read about online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot with the same gun, without even needing to reload. Horrible to say, I know, but 6 for 6? It's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. Shooting 6 people with accuracy like that? Accuracy like what? Accuracy from what distance? That's a whole different beast. Takes a certain kind of monster. A real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. I see. Sounds horrific or sounds robotic? It doesn't sound necessarily like there's... They can say that this guy has killed people and not felt anything. That doesn't mean that they've done more investigation. Sounds horrific. Pretty terrifying thought. I should really start paying attention to the news. How I managed to miss 6 murders. Well, you can only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it? HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago when we caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So, you're convinced that my client is this heartbreak killer and tonight was just his latest crime. That's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. I take it you have some serious evidence to back that up? Pfft, I was being literal, counselor. Red-handed. We found your client. He was covered in her blood. This makes things significantly harder to prove that he didn't do it. Well, that's not good, is it? What do you say certainly sounds compelling? Is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all there in the discovery files. And the ARCs, of course. Join the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, Detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you two some questions while I got you here? How kind of attorney wants to interrogate the detectives? This kind of attorney. You're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not like we're going to be punching out anytime soon, huh? Whatever. Let your client stew in the interrogation all night for all I care. You mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. You shouldn't have cleaned up so much for little old me, Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system. Maybe just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily, alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid about data leaks. And he doesn't look like the paranoid type. Orderliness aside, some things are better in paper, I'll give him that. Do I have another term? I do have another term. ARCs. Augmented reality crime scene, abbreviated as ARCs, is an investigative tool in which data... Oh, shit, they got the Norman Jayden glasses in here in order to go and give me all the clues and everything we're looking for. Oh, shit, we're gonna get addicted to this and get sucked into the mainframe. After its introduction in the early 2060s, the technology briefly came under the public scrutiny when independent news organization UMC, United Media Casters, released a series of reports claiming the ARC's data was regularly edited to corrupt officials to erase state secrets. These reports were later found to be fake, and UMC was exposed as a subsidiary of a cell corporation within Lambda Work Solutions were marketed to its number of alternatives to ARC's technology at the time. Board members at Lambda denounced the actions of said cell and offered assistance to their former competitors in suing leadership at UMC, but the proceedings and settlements in those lawsuits remain sealed. Huh. Observe, inspect, read. Latest Noble androids receive warm welcome. Bolstered by a strong earnings report and surging sales of the Animate 16, Noble Electronics stock rose a stunning 3% this week to a new record high. New record high, you say? While Noble's latest iteration has surpassed the sheer popularity of its predecessors, an increased profit margin has left Noble shareholders enthused. Many of the investors were skeptical when a now infamous 2084 trade convention, Noble announced that the 16th line would be the first generation of androids to feature over 50% organic components. %50 organic components? That's a cyborg at that point. That's not an android. So-called warm android, which at the time only saw demand in health, senior, and childcare sectors, were looked down as impractical due to increased maintenance costs, cuts, scratches, bruises, and the like. Yeah, you can't... They might not even have proper healing ability. While some critics voice concerns what fringe religious or traditionalist groups might find warm androids controversial, more business-focused minds fear that Noble was alienating its customers in the industrial and military sectors in order to cater to civilian consumers, users that viewed their androids from across the room and not from above the factory floor. Yeah, you make them look more human. Of course you're going to treat them differently and more human. I wonder why. However, as often been the case as the last decade, Noble's doubters have proven wrong. The Animate 16 poised to break profitability records with no signs of slowing down, as many industry analysts predict that these once rare organic androids will completely replace our more robotic predecessors in daily life between the next 3 to 5 years. Really? As described in the earnings report, as many of the 16th line success, and indeed the success of Noble's androids in general, can be attributed to the remarkable lifelike and personable charm of their products. And by all accounts, that charm can be attributed to the work of Noble's famed lead programmer, Dr. David Asher. Dr. David Asher. What did he do to adapt Android to buy? I don't want to think about this yet. Lead programmer is the understatement of the century, said Noble brand ambassador Lucy D's. Lucy D's nuts on stage at their latest Noble Industry weekend. It's because of his Turing solution that every Noble product, from the sleekest assistants to the most advanced intensive care technicians, are so beloved and trusted by our customers. While his reputation was on full display at the event, Dr. Asher himself was nowhere to be seen. He's always been reclusive, but he's been a genuine hermit in recent years. Are we really to believe he's still... Hey fam, looks like you're not logged into this device. Want to put your account info so we can help you keep reading? He's in the news again. No wonder can't spit without it landing on a piece of Noble tech these days. Especially not when the state's involved. Don't know if they'll bite when it comes to warm androids though. For government use, they're just... Now, this is going to come from a point where they're going to say, is government labor going to be too expensive to resource it out to androids? Or is the expensive going to be in terms of what the government would spend on general military budget or contracts through the course of the year? Or is fragility and frailty going to refer to organic robots and the fact that they will slowly and eventually fall apart? I said before, I don't know if it has something to heal wounds and take care of injuries and things. I hope it's not a problem. I really hope that that's not going to be some kind of issue. Right? That would be absolutely miserable. Wouldn't it be miserable to have a body that falls apart? All androids undergo wear and tear, especially if they're directing traffic or suppressing crowds. These warm androids bleed pink all over themselves every time they take a rock to the cheek. Just an endless stream of bad photo ops waiting to happen. That's not the take I thought you were going to have with that, Morgan. Barren, stark, and uninviting. This must be Reyes' desk. Keeping your workstation neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mode of personalization. She's so new that she hasn't had time to unpack? Or is she really that uptight and boring? Both, maybe. All I have left is this to observe. Loose wires, missing panels, and aircon system that probably sweats more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt tightening in Homicide, but I didn't expect the operation would be this bare bones. They got a stunning clearance rate at the work, and they work fast. I guess the city sees that and assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy. With their dear doting surveillance state eliminating so much of the footwork. If your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. Homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping grounds for the police force's most unambitious and least popular. Damn. Okay. Nothing else jumps out at me around here. I got a better idea of who I'm dealing with, at least. I don't need to check the crime scene data. I should have been sent a link. Ah, good. Am I talking to a person? I'm an automated independent, or an automated dependent. Ads are usually more polite. Our personalities are tailored to suit our users' preferences. So state likes you to be a little authoritarian. You need to reply C. C. Lowercase. Thank you. It's case sensitive. Fuck you. God. If I project from my phone. Don't. I was gonna say, please don't like kill me or something. Augmented reality. This fucks so hard. Oh my goodness. This game is cool. Let's see what the police have. What police have and what they think is important. The victim's body. I'm gonna grab a snack. Hold on. All right, let's take a look. What do we got? The body? The body up first? We don't have to take it down from the tree or anything? Ballistic trauma, glass floor, blood loss, atrium and aorta. Single gunshot wound to the heart in brief. Death was instantaneous. Death was instantaneous? I'd always assumed, like, when you get shot in the heart, that you would remain alive until your brain was starved of oxygen, and then it would slowly, you know, die. Is that not the case? I guess I'll never find out, since I'll never get shot in the heart. Blood spatter, forensics, and all that other good stuff tells them she was shot from there. The killer was standing in the doorway when they fired. Inspect the murder weapon, a revolver found right next to the body. Ah. This is a murder, but it is not the murder. Unless it is. Gun's been fired 6 times. Practically disassembled the damn thing. All they found were fingerprints belonging to my client. He was found by the police with the murder weapon right in front of the body. I don't even know where to start. Highly procedural would be an understatement. Yeah, is this not shaping up right to you? Like, whether or not I trust those cops. They found the person covered in blood. How could he be covered in... Okay. Already got a huge issue with this. The killer was in the doorway. The killer was standing here, fired the gun at our target, which hit the mirror, stand-up mirror, shattered and knocked over. How, if you are a distance away from your target and you fire at them, what blood, unless it's really going to splash off of something else, is going to come your direction? But it comes out of the back of the person when they blow a hole, when the bullet blows a hole through them. The force already pushes the liquid out that way. Like, oh, he must have shot. I don't believe that this guy shot anybody. At all. I don't, not a bit. He didn't shoot anybody? There was no backpack with any evidence in it? He didn't write a manifesto? Real glass was hit hard. Hard enough to come unattached from its arm while shards of glass were scattered far enough to land on the victim's body. What a mess. Okay. Couple things that I guess I can look at there. Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point. Also, this, as I believe they had already pointed out, this might have already been edited to the point that they got the evidence that they wanted and hid other things from what actually might be in here. Covering up other evidence in order to prove with fake evidence or circumstantial evidence that he's the killer. Not a scratch on it. 4 Elemental, thank you for the follow. It scared me. My word. Oh. You're gonna devil? I hope you're gonna devil. This is honestly, I'm already like, this doesn't make sense in terms of a case. You stood in the door and you got covered in blood and you shot the guy? No. Room's not big enough. We don't see a blood splatter like that. Is art supposed to be delicate? Yes. Maybe it's making a statement. What about the security? Looks like the apartment was unlocked all night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this. You're of the deviling? Oh, did you see when Morgan morgued all over the place and said it's Morgan time? we're gonna morgue! No signs of forced entry, only hurts the client's case. That's the first thing I'm gonna buy off the shop when I get actual credits. I'm gonna get a Morgan time, the charm. Actually, truth be told, Morgan's an interesting enough character so far that I might get a real, like, charm of Morgan. Don't tell anybody yet. Morgan's got a lot of charm. I know I just started this. Morgan has a lot of charm. This is a very interesting character they've got here so far. Not much flagged here. Lounge chair that got thrown and whatever that is. Unidentified ceramic debris? Flag is irrelevant? That's their technical assessment? What did I just say? That they might be hiding evidence in order to suit their narrative. Okay, that's everything the police highlighted. All right, let's go over it again. Ceramic debris of indeterminate origin found at the crime scene. Found on the far side of the room by the western window. Technicians note, flag is irrelevant on next pass. Why? What reason do they have? If they can't identify, I don't know. We'll see. Unremarkable ceramic vase. Found knocked over at the crime scene. Weighty and sturdy, remains featureless even after being tossed. Or elemental, have you been playing this? I hope you've been playing this. Pieces of glass from a broken standing mirror found at the crime scene. Low-tech furniture with no digital components to pull data from. It seems peculiar. Here, especially. Hit within a force to shatter the victims onto the victim spot. 6-chambered 10mm revolver. 10mm revolver, even. Left hand fingerprints on it. You've been playing since episode 1. I've been seeing a lot of posts on Tumblr about it, and I was like, I'm gonna check this out. There's apparently some conversation about the nature of being human and what it means to be human, and not feeling human, what that means, and how it means that, and what you can personally do to regain your humanity. I've seen some things about that, and I'm like, this is curious enough, piquing my curiosity enough that I need to check this out, like, ASAP. Because when games start talking about the nature of humanity, I want to hear what they got to say. Cause of death. Ballistic trauma. Trauma. Class 4, blood loss. Single bullet pierced the sternum. Left atrium and aorta. Death was instantaneous. Same handiwork as previous 5. Lab message to confirm ballistics match 2. They confirmed the ballistics match. What if... What's the kill Yoda tag? Stay healthy, be well. Kill Yoda. That green little frog's gotta go. Did I miss anything? Probably. What is this over here? This is a calendar. Whoa, 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 whoa! You support this Yoda homicide? You'll fit right in. Something in the victim's hands? How the hell? It's a pill organizer. Okay, this throws away my next theory. My next thought was our suspect walked in and shot the killer with his own gun. Pills. Contains a number of prescription over-the-counter medications, including immune adjusters, NSAIDs, and tripexazone? Tripexazone. Prescribed to reduce immediate to severe discomfort arising from mod sensitivity complications. Mod sensitivity complications? Synthetic glucocorticoid medication. Yeah, okay. This is what I thought this was getting into. Taken daily to reduce rejection symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. That doesn't decrease rejection sensitivity. That'll just decrease other symptoms. Is that like, this is like Praxis from Deus Ex, where they need to take it in order to make sure that their own biomechanics don't shit the bed or whatever. Autopsy said her tox screen was clear, but it's not like it matters. It was swallowed every medicine cabinet in the city. It wouldn't change the cause of death. Odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Yeah, if she was trying to get the pills out. No, it's tox screen. Odd, but ultimately irrelevant. What if she got an implant like just before that? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into that too hard. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kicker's everything that's not here. No out-of-place DNA, footprints, crumbs, nothing that points towards anyone except my client. What did I say? This has been tampered with. Internet of Things. Yeah, crumbs, breadcrumbs. Things that you can find that have had access to a place. Phones, computer security systems, biofeedback devices, prosthesis. Yeah, absolutely. One of the coolest ways that IoT improves our lives is through the uses of crumbs. Small packets of data containing your unique identifying information. Cookies. Throughout your day, your own IoT devices say hi to other devices and they'll leave crumbs as parting gift. If nothing else is there, no phones, no nothing, and nothing else will ping it, then that person didn't have potentially anything there, huh? No crumbs at all. Want to start leaving crumbs right away? Crumbs are enabled by default. Because of course, they're leaving audit trails for you automatically. I've done more with less before.
Thanks. Thanks for everything.
Thanks, corporation. You always have my best interests in mind. Augmented reality crime scene data from the victim's apartment. Lossless capture confirms the following. Victim was shot from the room's doorway. No unexpected DNA present. No unexpected crumbs present. No unexpected fingerprints present. No evidence of digital tampering. That's wild. Not much more. I'm gonna have to sing for my supper this time. Who's messaging me? And that old school house dig. First person coming to mind is... It could be something important. Red. Currently texting with Brad. What? Couldn't wait until morning. Good news, of course. Got a job for you. That was a pretty cheery way to tell me you violated parole. Not that kind of job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. I don't think you admit that. Anyway, this is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyboard and a phishing scheme. Okay. I need you to sue my gym teacher. I didn't expect that at all. I need. Oh my god. I don't need presidential physical fitness. You get the hell out of here. The president can suck my ass. Fitness gram pacer tests. The real test I need is the one that's you. That's the real beep test. Fuck. USA. 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 United Soviet America. One day, baby. One day. Not that kind of lawyer. Sorry. Hey, at least let me finish. What did they do? Make me run laps. No! Brat! You weren't even joking. Not illegal. Let me finish. It made me run laps. Even though I said I had a stomach ache. Said. Is this Steel? Where's Steel right now? We'll make American communists turn Canada into a... Yeah. Well, hold on. I live in Canada. Oh, we don't want to flatten Canada. We don't want to flatten any of these places. However, we will make America communist. That's easy. Too bad. No. That's not how that works. When Richard Sandwichard is in charge of the Sandwichard States of America, the United Sandwiches of America, we'll just take the Great Lakes and make big parking garages over those lakes. Foolproof. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Youth endangerment, yeah. Okay, Brad. Depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Sounds like you've already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow-off? Nice phrasing. Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. I was gonna say, I wonder what Brat looks like if Brat looks like the profile picture. Brat looks just like the profile picture. Is that your mugshot? I wasn't gonna not get a copy of my mugshot and use it as a reaction. Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, Brat might be onto something here. Glad you found a use case. But I'm working right now, so... Anything cool? Homicide. Oh, cringe. Oh, cringe. There's some, I'll tell you, there's been some really good writing in a bunch of games that I'm playing recently. This is a lot of fun. I really dig this. I'm glad I picked this up. Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Yeah, you can't say it's cringe and then have interest. Is it HBK? Is that the kind of morbid thing kids your age talk about? Teens my age? Hey, yeah, we could read. Compared to the corrupt shit in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder is like... Cardi B is like... Quaint. 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 When you live in a time where the news comes in and murder is the best headline you can have, fuck. Why'd you take the job? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something? Yes. You taking up a lost cause. Pro bono's work. It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? This is borderline concerned nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. Or just a sucker. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing, lol. You should go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can save if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's with the Carpe Diem shit? It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You got school in like 3 hours. Shit. Okay. Repeat offenders may be good for business. That kid's bad for my blood pressure. Cute kid. I hope one day... What the fuck? I was hanging out with Granny! I'm marrying another pineapple! Oh my god, you can't... It's happening right now. I'm marrying a pineapple. I'm getting married to 2 pineapples. They've kissed. The screen is black and I guess they're having a baby now? Yeah, they had a pineapple baby. Yeah, they gotta clean the poop now. Oh, we got double pineapples. Double pineapples not only kissing, but also doing a little missing. A pineapple baby. There was a pineapple baby. There were 2 pineapples that got married and had a baby. There was, of course, an old lady there too. Huh. I hope it wasn't the old lady I married and had a baby with. Just your typical teenage drama. This is the future leftists want? No, they want Rouge the Bat as wide as she is tall with tits to match. If you wouldn't mind filling me in on a few details. By the way, I couldn't help but notice your light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Were you expecting a parade? I thought there'd be at least a few androids around. How many androids in any police station this week? Now while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly. They're the biggest... Hardly. They're the biggest robotics corp there is. It's been all day in the city center without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Save us some money on shipping at least. Those talks never last long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids. Warm, yeah. Might as well call it the adult line. Oh, fuck. I didn't even have that as a consideration in my brain at all. Ew. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective. Yet. Good. No Detroit Become Human. Yet? Really? Any day now. Guess we should be expecting those any day now. Start it now. Maybe android lawyers too. Get some android politicians in, we'll have the full set. Get real. People might like ads who do what they're told, but they despise ads who tell them what to do. Huh. I'm not so sure. Cameras, sensors, satellites, we all got our facts from machines. In a few more years, it makes sense to let machines do the investigating too. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She needn't have specified, the only real union there is anyway. Details. How about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? I have 3 pages and I can go back at any time. It's fine. Your client, Carlos Backer Flat, was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. Using his middle name already? They really do think he's a serial killer. The charge being the first-degree murder of his girlfriend, a Miss Diane Dawn. First degree? That's increasingly rare. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. City's got damn near more cameras than people. You gotta be really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, excuse me. Heartbreak's got away with it 6 times. What's that make him? 5 times. That makes him insane. I'm just gonna go with extraordinary. Let's split the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. But nut jobs like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead. What makes you think this is premeditated? About the fact that he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? Damn. A warm-up? 5 previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies crawling up and down their online profiles. Nothing. The serial killer chose his victims at random? They have nothing in common. Yeah, nothing in common at all. Other than they all look like cousins. So this guy's going for physical similarity to somebody. The physical similarities are striking. All 5 prior victims were young women with brown hair and eyes, with the same height, comparable weight. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Average height, comparable weight, brown hair, brown eyes. That's most people on this planet. Could it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying lotto tickets. HK's got himself a type. Anyone can see that. Are you really going to tell me you don't see the resemblance? Young woman. Brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell how tall she is from a portrait, but I can get the hint. So you think, what? Exactly. Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly, he went out and shot 5 other women first? Hey. If the shoe fits. If the shoe fits, then you should put the shoe on the... What sunshine means is, it's not uncommon for killers to displace their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He's probably building up the nerve for tonight by first practicing on these other similar women. Or he's just so far gone that he can't tell the difference anymore. We haven't talked to him yet. Why are they assuming he's insane? Nobody's talking to him right now. They haven't said anything about Anything he would have done or said during interrogation? If he was a maniac, if he was going to do something, oh, he was coming right at me. He wouldn't calm down in his chair, you know? Doesn't fit. They want to claim these previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event. But if that were the case, there have been signs of hesitation, nerves. There have been mistakes. On top of which, guns are impersonal. Execution shots, even more so. There's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend or her lookalikes usually is, if nothing else, a lot less sterile. If you ask me. Morgan? Morgan? I support women's wrongs. I do. I saw the time of death was 9 p.m. on the autopsy. Given a timeline for the rest of the night's events. Can't trust... Excuse me. Can't trust much what comes out of his mouth. We've managed, thanks to less biased sources. We're pretty confident about where we've been able to piece together from the statements. And interviewed witnesses? I like that in this game right now, I'm not playing as a cop. I love that I'm playing against the cops. Sounds eerily similar to real police work. The suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another starting around 8 p.m. Neighbors were very clear about that part. Eye, her eye, her eye, her eye, her eye, her eye, her robot eye, her robot eye. The Osiris Elite 86. Is she the only one that's able to see that, or can I see that too? They couldn't wait to tell us about the happy couple's domestic problems. Everyone in the building knew they'd been fighting for weeks. As you probably gathered from what you saw in the arcs, there was a struggle. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Furniture turned over, glass shattered, but things go quiet before 9 p.m. Then there's a gunshot. Scrubbers are still scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. We heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about the time. Right. Emergency services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. No one seemed to recognize the sound for what it was. The silence that followed was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrive on the street at 9:08 p.m. Establish a perimeter, enter an open front door at 9:10. They find your client crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. That has nothing. This is all specious evidence. Much like in real life, they're moving to convict a person based on hearsay and data that they planted themselves. Watch. Higher-ups wanted somebody to catch the heartbreak killer. Watch this. Higher-ups wanted... if I'm wrong, I don't care. It's fun thinking about this. Higher-ups wanted somebody to catch the heartbreak killer. Going too wild. And if we catch him, that'll let the public be less worried. But the next time it happens, if it happens again, if this isn't him and somebody else gets killed... Well, I thought the police captured the heartbreak killer. Oh, something happened. All right. Sorry, did you say his hand, singular? Your client's modded. Cybernetic right arm. How modded are we talking about here? Registered with a HOW 85 Habilis. Industrial grade looks like. He's spec'd for dexterous manipulation of up to class 4 KPA, which grips maximum grip strength of... he can crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. Okay. Why does that matter? Which hand? Which hand was it? Right? Didn't it say his left hand was gone? No, the left-handed fingerprints. So his right hand. Hold on. If his left hand is the one that is replaced, this is open and fucking shut. He didn't do it. There's left-hand fingerprints on the gun. It's just, your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on every time. Huh. I thought you just had a 14-year-old sense of fashion. She's calling her Chunibyo. Get out of here, dumb Chuni. Go imagine your bloodline elsewhere. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye because it was fashionable? I actually thought the same thing the first time we met. You what? Getting back on track, that arm of his has been in the shop for some time now. He can't work without it. Money got tight. When did he put his arm in for repairs? 8 days before the first victim was killed. It can't be him. Maybe. Well, need it for money, yeah. Your client was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver and no one else's. Revolver, what kind? The old kind, the real old kind. A Calver M54, 6-chambered, 10mm. He says really old, but like, that's still a fanciful revolver. Calver, how retro. You don't know the half of it. We're talking... Hello, Solid Snake. We're talking steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin, and no tags. No tags? How is that? Just how old are we talking here? ID tag soldiers carry ID tag guns. 24/7 location data. Timestamp trigger pulls. Safety's coded to odor biometrics. That is incredible gun safety. That is remarkable. I like that. For the past 3 decades, tags have made shooting crimes very unambiguous. Yeah. You're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes? How else do you think he'd gotten away with this 5 other times? If he tried to buy a gun legit, he'd probably fail the very first psych check. Even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before update withdrawal sets in. So an M54, that's model year 2054. A 30-year-old gun. That's not even an old thing. I mean... what revolvers were developed in the 1990s? The Colt Anaconda. The Kodiak. The Magnum Carry. So there's a couple on here. Huh? Okay, alright. But those are like things you could potentially still use. Just because a gun's 30 years old doesn't mean it's completely out of date. Actually, Police Knots does the same thing. That's separated by 25 years. And then he still uses his old gun. He still wants old smokes. But like they don't make those anymore. So he's got to use like special like conversion bullets or something. And like it's okay. Like that's a decent explanation for it, but like I guess 30 years in terms of warfare is a lifetime. Considering I guess where the military and even the police are at technologically now compared to 30 years ago, fuck. That's not something we take lightly. All right. This is a 30-year-old weapon. Fine. That sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure. Does she like this? Do you like this, Morgan? Free-tagging firearms are rare. Gotta be less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country, and fewer with still compatible bullets. That's what I'm saying. The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old, too. The novelty of this weapon has kept him to the dark so far. Now that we have our hands on it, it's gotta put him away for good. Archive department complained loud as hell about how deep they had to dig. With the protocols, they found that the texts were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. I just had a thought of... was his girlfriend a clone? And she was, in fact, killing her sisters? Drakengard has opened this possibility up to my mind on a regular basis. It's all clones, it's all clones. It's all clones, it's all snatchers. Bullets fired from guns that are old are marked by the barrel shape, yes. If all 6 bullets had the same rifling marks, we know that they were fired by the same gun. Not as plug and play as tags are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you, yes. Cloning is far too... in this, cloning is common? Okay. Oh, do they clone meat for the... oh, for the warm androids? Ew. Oh, wow. That's... I'd prefer that to be used for, like, organs. Things to help people. Not just, like, making robot skin. That's not damning enough. The The spent casings from the 5 other shootings were still in the chamber? I'm a clone? Fuck. The caliber your client was found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. I mean, genetically, we are all kind of clones. We're just not identical clones. An untagged gun. Being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by the police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes. Yeah. Clones are far too common of a cop-out for mystery games. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know what you're saying. If he was a clone. I mean, Morgan kind of alluded to something there. Something about clones. Maybe that's why she wants to help humanity so much. I don't know. I'm speculating. To summarize, you believe that my client fought verbally and then physically with his girlfriend, and he retrieved his weapon and shot her? How did he look when the officers found him? Guilty. Shut up. How was his affect? Quiet, detached, stiff? Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. Huh. That reaction may have lost some points with the cops, but beyond that, people react to loss in all kinds of unusual ways. So long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. It was all still one conversation tree, too. Heartbreak. Checking my phone here, and I have to say, done a pretty admirable job keeping the details of HK's crimes a secret. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to piece together a story. Top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real weighty read. Huh. It's not just journalists, though. All kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame them, though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are endangered species, but he's got away with... We know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around us, detective. National DNA registries robust enough that cases never go cold. Cameras on every street. A phone on every citizen. Violent crime at an all-time low and clearance rates at all-time highs. But, we're going to spout some alt-poll bullshit about invasion of privacy? No. I'm not. Perhaps people are safer now than any other time in history, detectives. So when people like Heartbreak Kid does come along... Good point. Huh. London's trying to look like he can laugh it off. Pressure from the higher-ups must be reaching its peak. That's what I'm saying. You fudge the evidence, you accuse the wrong guy, and then he comes back and kills somebody else, and you didn't solve the problem. They want and maybe need to see someone charged. And that makes them predictable. Was that the... Is that the Black Lodge floor? Huh. Even if there's nothing standard about HK, Department SOP still dictates we starve the media for case details. That way when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they get. You can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight-knit and tight-lipped, but it's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. Why is that? None of the shootings were caught on the opt-in crime surveillance system. Huh. I know there's some rough areas in the lower ward, but Optics is watching every other street in the entire city. You're saying you haven't seen this killer on camera once? 6 different killing locations? You haven't caught this guy on camera a single time? In process on the way to, from? Nothing? You think we let him kill 6 people if we did? Fuck you. You have the best Batman-ass surveillance system that you could ever have, and you're still letting people fall through the cracks. Necro, is a Cadbury cream egg a sandwich? Well, I will tell you, my friend.
On the new Warzone, let's get it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with you sometime. I'm not that good, but I like FPS games.
I gotta make that a little bigger.
Let's go.
Well, try sliding quickly instead.
It's not closed! God damn it! That's it, that's it. We're doing it now. We're doing it right now. Fuck you guys.
We love our loud ass Necro. Necro, how you doing tonight? Welcome to the show. What are you playing tonight, by the way? And is a Cadbury cream egg a sandwich? Is that what we're asking about? A Cadbury cream egg would be a sandwich in the same way that something like a deep fried Oreo would be a sandwich, because it's structurally rebellious and also ingredient rebellious, because it's nothing but sugar on sugar. Like it's encased in chocolate, and it's got the sugar. And then the egg, the yolk on the egg side, oh, that yolk on the inside, that's the best part of the Cadbury cream egg. You know what I'm talking about. If you have if you eat a lot of Cadbury cream eggs, you know that the best part is that center little bit, that little yellow section. That's the yolk of the egg, and it's the best. You only get a little bit every egg. I used to eat so many Cadbury cream eggs when I was a kid. Necro, I used to shoplift Cadbury cream eggs from the local CVS because it was incredibly easy to do. One time I walked out with like 8. If I got caught, oh well, I never got caught. I can say this now because it was 20 years ago and I live in Canada. Fuck you, New Jersey Police Department. You can't get me. That's some real crime shit? No, I mean, it's stealing Cadbury cream eggs. But I'm saying in reference to this as we understand it right now. Cadbury cream eggs. They would be where the deep fried Oreo is, my friend. I'm glad I had a story related to the egg. Really a sandwich thief? I'm in here taking all the sandwiches. Up, down, left, right, A and B. Every sandwich in sight. We take those sandwiches like we take those L's. I understand your concern, ma'am, but Octus is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance systems are signing up to feed into the state's security network. It's not perfect, just another one of the many public safety tools in our belt. Not meant to be perfect, it's meant to help us solve crimes. If a robot has to help you solve crimes, you kind of need it to be 100% accurate, don't you? Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. I love you. Paper towel, thank you, honey. One would hope so. Fat chance. Deterrents are for war rooms and board meetings. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this wouldn't care less about anything as vague as the consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket, with very few holes left in it. But it does have holes. Patching up those remaining holes takes effort. That effort usually means rebooting the system. There's all kinds of technical details and digital bureaucracy involved. The end result is that there are occasional localized blackouts, and the math used to schedule them is not impossible to predict. They've got rolling blackouts that go across the city that are scheduled probably during their least operating hours in order to undergo maintenance or updates. And you can predict when that happens. Those windows of opportunity are small, short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. Okay. Is your suspect at all involved in any of those three? They'd have mentioned if my client was a cop, and he wouldn't have needed a public defender either. No. The file says he's modded for heavy mass manipulation, not tech interfacing, so that leaves city planning. He works construction for the city? HK's only ever struck at times and locations where optics would be down. Even with the devil's own luck, it can't possibly be a coincidence. You're saying when this woman was killed, there was a blackout from around 8 to 9 tonight. A whole hour? Wait. Everybody heard the gunshot happen at 9:08. Right on schedule, so to speak. Include the areas surrounding the victim's apartment. What about DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage, and no forensics. No motives, tampering, or witnesses. Huh. Is it possible that HK is framing this kid? I shot your girlfriend. Here, I'm gonna leave the gun behind. Rub your hand with it. You're just gonna have to deal with all of this. He hasn't talked to anybody. Ha ha ha, shot your girl. High five. Now you have a gun. Finally, a lucky break for the boys in blue. Fuck. The only thin blue line I respect is the one in those titty veins. Scanners, cams, drones, forensics, no matter how you dress it up with tech, all detective work relies on one basic assumption. People make mistakes. But HK is the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. Only reason we even caught him tonight was because he finished what he had set out to do all along. Was my client on the list of suspects before tonight? Were you listening? There was no list of suspects. I'm eating some dinner at the same time. There was no list of suspects. Because they didn't have anybody, they didn't have any evidence, they didn't have any footage, nobody to suspect. The only person, and they caught him in cold blood, they caught somebody that was in somebody's blood. That doesn't mean the same thing. We questioned some X's, a few CIs. Someone even spoke to one of the two unlisted at some point. Nothing came of it. I was talking about starting on some kind of psych eval or something, but I never expected much to come of that. There's just not enough there to work with. In other words, the only thing they have, the only thing they could have, is to link my client to those killings is the murder weapon. If I can jostle that keystone, then the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. Thanks for the chat, detectives. I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I see the same strokes you do, and the picture it paints isn't pleasant. But even so, it seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you think? Hey, it's only our job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets to make the conviction. Besides, we're not going to have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. Why is that? We found a handwritten confession at his desk. Is this? Man, the people that were making this must really feel a little weird about the Luigi Mangione case that's going on now. Wow. Well, that's unexpected. I don't believe that's just because something is written doesn't mean that he wrote it. I'm sorry. You're not telling me he wrote a confession? Has it been verified? Not yet. We must pass everyone in fraud and disinfo to get to the front of that line. Why bother? The note's covered in his fingerprints. There's a copy of the discovery data, but I should warn you, it doesn't exactly make for light reading. I'll have to manage somehow. I need to see this confession for myself. Sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. I didn't mean to hurt you or do what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. Can't stay in control when I get mad. When I'm not in control, I hurt people without meaning to. Oh, no. Is tryptazoodofoam, whatever it's called, is this secretly bad for people and making them flip out? I wonder. Wish I hadn't broken them. Didn't mean to at first. I was hurting. Wanted to hurt too, but I didn't want to hurt you. Board? Episode 0 was released before that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I bet it feels weird for them to see that unfold and be like, oh. Like, little details of things are just like, they stick out to you. Please forgive me. Is this it? That was difficult to read. Barely legible, in fact. Huh. It's a confession. Not a confession he signed, though, is it? Not yet. And not one he intends to sign anytime soon, considering he asked for representation. Yeah, the most wanted man in the city asked for a lawyer, and got you. Guess you're both lucky. Hardly. I just happened to be awake when the call went out. Oh, Morgan. Oh, Morgan. I feel that. I was the one awake for it. Yeah, I didn't want to. I was awake when it happened. I was the only one. I'm not so flush with work I can afford to turn tail now. If we don't mind, I like to go speak to my client. What? He's not still handcuffed in there, is he? Look, counselor, with all due respect, we have strong evidence pointing that the man responsible for 6 murders. 2 hours of so in cuffs isn't cruel or unusual, and that's for your safety as well. It's kind of you to worry, but I doubt he'll be in any danger. He's killed 6 women. None of them were redheads. Seriously, though, I'd like to speak with him alone now. Camera's off, if you don't mind. Mike's on or off as your counselor, but we'll be watching the feed from right outside in case anything happens. The cuff, that is, stays on. Not worried about me? How chivalrous. My armor is practically blinding. Gross. I'll start at the unlock cycle. Counselor, one last word of advice. You have any interest in his well-being? No. No. He's not signing a confession. If he didn't do anything. Through his well-being. Fuck you. Not a bad idea. I do get paid either way. But the defense part of the defense attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. Oh. Is this like my secret Edgeworth of the game? I'm glad I got to meet him now. Hello, Edgeworth. I hope you're doing well. You're some old grizzled police cop, right? I mean, he's not my childhood friend or anything. That I know of. Or... oh, he's just Gumshoe? Okay. I was gonna say, or that even Morgan knows. But I'm not sure what Morgan knows. 6 people dead is one thing. He's also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Putting it another way, he made the state look bad. That's not him, though. That's capital crime if there was one. Even if the death penalty's not actually on the table these days. I can guarantee he's not gonna like whatever rehabilitation plan they drop for him. No more death penalty? I've seen the virtual work release program. What is that? Being challenged before the Supreme Court. What is that? Due to the ongoing controversy following the suspected suicide of inmate Jay Gallet, research results for this term were temporarily blocked. That sounds bad. Virtual work release? Sounds like, Hey, honey. Virtual work release sounds like they strap you to a VR machine and make you involuntarily in a VR suit. Sometime in the next decade, maybe. Just remember, a plea deal... Charlie, a plea deal might, feel like a loss for you, but it keeps him from... well, that's probably a win for your client, right? Prison sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty. That much is true. Save the courts a great deal of time and money, and they show their gratitude with a reduced sentencing. No one will ever be grateful towards the heartbreak killer. Oh. Want to see my puppy? Hold on. Come here, sweetie. Get in the camera. Get in frame. Get in bed. Lie down. Lie in your bed. And there's two of them.
Oh, there's two of them.
My sweet babies. I don't know why they come over here to the right side of my desk where you can't see them. That's Charlie. Here, hi, sweetie. This is Charlie. Hey, sweetheart. And this is Freya. They have emotes on the channel as well. Hi, sweet pea. I'll let you out in a second. No one will be grateful towards the Heartbreak Killer. Anyone convicted for killing 6 people. We got 4 in the middle that says hi. Here, I'll give you kisses. Do you want kisses? Here, come here, I'll give you kisses. No, don't give me. Ew. I love those little girls. Those sweet babies that I have here. That little booty wag. Yeah, she only wags the booty because she doesn't have very much else. Her poor little tail. Oh, 3:35 a.m. June 5th, 2086. Door. Dante? Quite pleasant fauna to observe. I agree. Oh, not Dante. It's a missing arm. That's him. That's him. He really reminded me of Dante from DMC Devil May Cry. It's depressing as hell in here. They did liven this place up. Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Carlos flat, right? Hope you don't mind if I get comfortable. We've got a lot to cover. It shouldn't take all night. What are you? Look, I already told you people. I'm not a cop, Carlos. Furthest thing from it. I'm a lawyer. Your lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you. Yeah, well, they said that too. All of them did. Back there. In here. Kept repeating it the whole ride over. They said they were going to help me. That they knew this is all a mistake. And they said that I killed. Acting like they were on my side. They thought that I could have... It's not their job to help you, Carlos. But it is mine. And I'm here now. He's still in shock. I need more information, but if I approach this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. I'm sure he's exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak. But I'd like you to try and answer a few questions. The police already questioned you, I'm sure. They were treating you as a suspect, not as a client. Okay. So what do you want to know? I think before we start questioning our friend Carlos, we need to take a short break so I can let my dogs out. So they can go to the bathroom and some other things. I think I'll be playing this. If I get to the end of the chapter before the end of tonight, that'll be excellent. If not, I think I'll play more over the weekend. I should be off sometime. I think it's Friday to Sunday. I don't know what's going on. But regardless, we're going to take a quick break here on the Sandwichard Experience. Don't touch that dial or you will not smile. We'll be back shortly. Here. Hold on. I'm getting my... Where...